Is it going?
It's going.
Okay. Hey guys, so this is week 3. I'm going to go over a couple key points that we want to go into going into this week 3 of our cycle. First and foremost, our strength movements. So that's our back squat, strict press, and sumo deadlift. We've been on that cycle doing 5 reps. Our end goal being next week to test our 5 rep maxes. So a couple things on that. This week we are doing the 5 sets of 3 reps. The idea would be to use 95 to 100% of your 5 at 9 that was established on week 1. So the thought process behind this is that we want to get confident under that heavy load. You're going to do it for less reps in a row, but obviously more overall reps. So what your athletes are doing is, number 1, gaining a lot of volume with that heavier load. But the bigger thing I'm looking for is their confidence with that heavier weight on their back, knowing that they can make those reps. So if your athletes are feeling a little under the weather, if somebody's no squats or presses or deadlifts should be missed at all this week. So if they know going up to that barbell that they're going to miss, I would much rather them take the weight down and be able to complete all the sets with absolutely no misses. So that way, going into next week's max outs, they're confident under that barbell. So sure, weight's important, but I'm looking for the psychological aspect of being confident under that barbell as well, or pressing or whatever the movement is. The next thing is that if a member has not been here for the 5 and 9, let's say you have a new person, obviously a 5 and 9 is very relative, so that should feel like it's very heavy, but they have 1 more rep left in the tank. So if your member was not there for that initial period, then you should have them do that squat session or deadlift or press on this week. So they would build up to that 5 and 9, and then do 2 drop sets, taking 10% of the load off the bar. For those new members, obviously use that as your coach's discretion. If it's their second day squatting ever, they should not be going to an actual 9 RPE. So you'll be on top of that. The next thing in our Olympic weightlifting, for here we're looking for good clean reps and no misses as well. So this is an EMOM. That's EMOM 12 is what we're doing for both the snatch and the clean. And we're gonna have the pull plus the full lift. Now, we're starting at 65% of the 1 rep. If we don't have a 1 rep established, start out with something that's just outside of warm-up weight. Athletes must complete 2 good lifts at each weight before moving up. That does not mean they have to move up in weight. So let's say we get to a weight and that feels like, hey, my technique's about at the end of its ability here, stay at that weight. You don't have to go up. You just have a minimum of 2 good sets per weight before they are allowed to go up. Same idea here. We're going to be maxing out these lifts with this complex next week, so we are not looking for any misses. So obviously some shit gets goofy, they miss a rep, whatever. But it shouldn't be missed because they're loaded too heavily. Coming into the dumbbell snatch, I believe this on Saturday is the workout. These are heavy dumbbell squat snatches on Saturday, so you're probably not going to run into this anyways. But keep in mind, if you do have athletes that are super strong that can really cycle that heavy dumbbell, to make sure that the free arm is clear, and that once they do their full snatch, they have to bring their hand down past their face before they can switch hands if they're going to switch in there. Okay, they're probably not going to run into that because this is a heavy dumbbell in that workout, and it should be very heavy. So most people are going to end up going to the floor, resetting, and then going for the next one. So that's kind of the intent. You see that in the gear 2 in that workout. After that, kipping handstand push-up, EMOM. These are extra credit on Monday. And for this one, I'm really looking for people to get comfortable with the kipping movement upside down. So obviously, if they can do kipping handstand push-ups, do kipping handstand push-ups. We're looking for a high skill, low volume set here. So I think the magic number is really 3. If your athletes are up in that 6 range, I have a range of 2 to 6 per minute on the EMOM. If they're up in that 6 range, they could probably add a little bit of difficulty and still maintain with just some lower reps. So I really want them to work if they've never done parallettes before, if they've never done a deficit before, if they've never, whatever, that next step, push them towards that next step. If people can get up to the wall but can't even get close to doing a handstand push-up yet, that's fine. As long as they can maintain control, let's kick them up to the wall and then get them through the progression of the kick. So that would be, we're gonna go this way. If these people are new, and obviously they need to be under control in this point, but let's say we're brand new. So what I might do is I might stack a couple ab mats, whether you stack ab mats or not, let's pretend there's ab mats under my head. Kick up, get control, and then head on the floor, ass on the wall, knees to the chest, and then for these new people who aren't even close, maybe have them try a little bit of a kick, but But if they don't go anywhere, that's fine, just have them come on down. Okay? So that way they at least get used to kicking up the wall, head on the floor, ass on the wall, knees to the chest to get ready to extend their hips. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So we really want to start to develop these people to be comfortable with that kip, even if they don't have the strength to really go for it. We've got to work on the coordination and then also the strength. So this focuses on the coordination. The last thing, skipping handstand push-ups, is transition rocks. So this is a great tool that we can use to develop people's, is that pretty close? This is a great tool that we can use to develop people's turnover for muscle-ups. Most people are stuck on muscle-ups for a long time that may have the strength to actually do it, but they're lacking the turnover. So this is a great drill for those people, dear God. Also, this is a great drill to start to build people's strength for controlling their body in this tight range of motion. So a transition rock, we need to start out with a false grip. So that's, as you guys probably know, in the crook of your wrist, right? So you're gonna keep your knuckles pointed towards you. And then I'm looking for these to stay very tight. So from here is I'm gonna lean back and I'm gonna keep the rings on my chest with the false grip, elbows in tight. Now, the transition rock is you pulling around your chest, chest through. Okay, your hips go back, your chest should be forward. The bottom position here should be eyes at the ground, tits at the ground. I know you like that. From here to come back, keep the rings really close to your chest, and we're gonna stop here. So the whole thing is under control with the rings in contact with your chest the whole time. These are transition rocks. To make these harder, we could walk down further, right, to get more of a horizontal position. For the workout, if people are good with this and they're just not quite at muscle-ups, we may use an extended arm and have them actually pull through. Right? When we do this, I really want to stay away at the beginning from using their hips, so to make sure that they understand the control part of it. So from here, pull through. Keep the rings closed, back to the start. Pull through. Notice how I'm not throwing my hips. Now, if we have someone who's really advanced, is just not quite at that muscle-up stage, another piece we can use here, you could even use a box to elevate their feet, would be to use those hips. But they need to make sure that they also understand how to do these two before this, so you wouldn't throw somebody in this to start. From that would look like this. So they're starting, maybe their feet are elevated, and now they turn their hips over and pull, and then add the ring dip in. Okay, so that's the kind of, I believe that's on, I want to say Thursday or Friday, we'll see it in the program, where we have the workout with muscle-ups, deadlifts, and wall balls. That right here could be a very good variation. Either one of these that I just gave you could be a good variation for your athletes that aren't quite to the muscle-up stage yet. Other than that, I think we're all set for this week, so hit me back if you have any questions.